Today I'll be discussing the opportunity that Blue Sky presents to investors. That is, we have not just the largest uranium deposit in Argentina currently, but the real opportunity is that this has got an entire district scale that Blue Sky owns 100%. Blue Sky's entire district has the potential, and as I'll go through the presentation, to be amongst the largest and lowest cost operations for uranium in the world. The current deposit that we have in Argentina, Ivana, is just over 22 million pounds of uranium and 11 million pounds of vanadium. But again, the upside potential, as I stated at the outset, is that we control 100% of an entire district that spans over 145 kilometers in length and 50 kilometers in width, where we've seen where it's open for discovery for additional deposits. So this has got a lot of upside potential. I'll also touch on the management team that's behind the company, because it's important, especially when you're operating in a country like in Argentina. And I'm also going to highlight why being in Argentina is a real plus for where you want to make a new discovery. The company is managed by Grosso Group Management Limited. Grosso Group are specialists in Argentina. They've been involved in that country since the country opened up to foreign investment back in 1993. I've been with the Grosso Group since the very beginning. The company has got Grosso Group, the management team has made 4 major international discoveries including Blue Sky Uranium's Amarillo Grande. Three of the discoveries have gone on that are they're all held by major mining companies. 2 of them are actually in production right now. The Grosso Group provides Blue Sky with a strong network of contacts in government, in the entire Argentine mining industry, and on community relations. So it's an imperative and a competitive advantage that we have in that country. Specifically to Blue Sky, this is the key members of the team. Joe Grosso is the president and founder of Grosso Group. He has been instrumental in the founding of the mining industry in Argentina. He's received many accolades, including Mining Man of the Year in Argentina and Exploration Company of the Year. I've been with the company since the very inception, back in 2003. One of the founders of it, David Terry, who's also a director, has been providing technical advice for Blue Sky since the outset. But more importantly, some of the recent additions include Guillermo Pensado, our VP of Exploration, who is an Argentine uranium expert. That's something that's not easy to find. He's been educated, he's got a master's in geology from Queen's University and a lot of experience working for international mining companies. Jorge Berizo is with the Argentinian Atomic Energy Commission and was instrumental in their discovery, and most recently Chuck Edwards, who is one of the world's foremost processing engineers and metallurgist, who was the chief metallurgist for Cameco, has been very much involved in our engineering studies that we've done to date. Argentina. What's so special about Argentina and nuclear energy? Well, Argentina is very much involved in the nuclear industry. They've been involved since back in the 1950s. Besides having 3 power plants in production and more power plants that are coming forward, they're involved in every aspect of the nuclear industry. And they're expanding it. And so what they don't have access to is production. So what's that mean for Blue Sky? For Blue Sky, it means that when you have a project that's going to get ready to go through the permitting process for production, here's a country that has all the infrastructure that's already in place, all the regulatory framework, which makes it very smooth and very efficient for us. In fact, we've already started having discussions with government officials about that. And in the southern part of Argentina, where our project is located, the province of Rio Negro, that government as well, the provincial government, owns a sort of a crown corporation that builds and exports small nuclear reactors. So we work very closely with them. There's a lot of support for us at the federal level, at the provincial level, and the local level for the exploration efforts that we're doing with Blue Sky. And we're also seeing they even have a pilot uranium enrichment plant that's only a couple hundred kilometers away from our project that's linked by rail. So this is an excellent framework and environment in which to be doing uranium exploration. Amarillo Grande, that's the name of the entire district. As you can see in this slide, it spans 145 kilometers in length and 50 kilometers wide. It's an enormous project. It's almost the distance from here to going all the way to Seattle. So we've been working on this project for some time. Our key project, Ivana, where the 23 million pounds of uranium is situated on the southern end of the project, indicated in red on the slide there. And that's where we started to do our work, and that came more in since the last couple of years. About 2 years ago, last February, we announced our preliminary economic analysis, where we have 23 million pounds of uranium and 11 million pounds of vanadium. What's important about this is two things about this slide. Number one, you'll see that because the mineralization occurs at surface, it makes it very economic for the grades that we have here. And the second point is that off to the west on that, we're finding as we're stepping out, it's open for expansion. So we're fairly confident that with additional work, we can grow this deposit just around in the vicinity. The metallurgy that we did makes it really simple. And I put this up because even I'm not a technical person, but I can explain it, I can understand it very well. Basically, it's like a gravel operation. You scoop it up, you do a simple wet scrubbing and screening, so you concentrate the dirt, and all of a sudden your recoveries are up 4 times, and then you put it through a simple leach, alkaline leach feed concentrate, and you recover 95 and 60% of the vanadium. So it's a very simple, tried and tested process, and what this means is potentially it's very cheap. And in our PEA, that's exactly what it's proved. We published our PEA, we've seen an excellent internal rate of return of just under 30%. Our pre-production capital cost of $128 million is very low for a project of this kind. And you look at the cash cost for this is at $16.24. Had we been producing, this would be economic today. In fact, at those cash costs, you can see as compared in this graph with other uranium projects around the world, we rank amongst the lowest first quartile of projects in the planet. So this is very encouraging. So the project, first of all, now is we know that it's economic and it's amongst the low cost, but can it grow? And that's the stage that we're at right now. We know from the work we've done in the past 14 years throughout this entire trend, we've seen uranium occurrences everywhere. And we're focusing right now, this quarter, on the first and second targets from the bottom, the Ivana Central and the Ivana North. And we've published some of the results here, and we've done some geophysics and some early auger and pit samples, and we're seeing excellent responses, exactly the kind of uranium values that we saw in the Ivana deposit. And it's in this quarter that we're kicking off 4,500 meters of RC drilling, and this is where we're going to test the expansion of this. So we're going to go from 22 plus million pounds to, we'll see how the drilling goes. Our shares outstanding. We currently have 120 million shares outstanding, just around $13 million market cap. Most of those shares, about 60 to 65%, are owned by management. Management, insiders, and close friends and associates are the largest shareholders of the company, so we put our money where our mouth is. 85% of the money that we raise, we put into the ground. So we believe in this project. We've believed in it for some time, and we believe that now is the time where this project is going to really grow. We think we've got a real winner here, with the uranium industry making a big comeback, and seeing the demand, especially the role that uranium can play in reducing carbon footprints throughout the world. We think that Blue Sky Uranium has got an opportunity here to unleash an entire new uranium district that can supply not just Argentina's domestic needs, but needs beyond that. anyways, I think this is a phenomenal opportunity. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, and if you have any questions, please come see us at our booth.